Well, hi friends. This is Jennifer Kovarik at Vesterheim Museum, and I get to work with a lot of collections at Vesterheim. And I'm just standing out in the open air division here, well, formerly known as the open air division, and now it's known as Heritage Park. And today I'm in front of the Schoolhouse. And a little bit later here I'll give you a quick turn around the whole entire complex. We can kind of see what's going on, but I wanted to stop here at the Schoolhouse first because there's a lot of good stuff kind of going on here in the Schoolhouse. So I'm going to switch this view around for you and we'll go inside of the Schoolhouse. Now this is the Roving School, which is a part of the museum's collection. So all of the historic buildings that are in the museum's collection back behind the main museum building are actually a part of the collection. So we try to steward those just like we do objects in our collection. And so today there's a little bit of stewardship going on in this building as we're having the chimney replaced both on the inside and the outside of this schoolhouse. Well, the Roving Schoolhouse was built in 1879 and was located not too far outside of Decorah and served as a parochial school. And it was actually a compromise. Norwegians who were part of the Norwegian Lutheran Church in America, the Norwegian Synod, had wanted to have their students learn in Norwegian and also to learn religion. And those two things couldn't be taught in the common schools or the public schools in the United States, at least not the religion, because we do have the First Amendment, which guarantees the separation or gives us a separation between church and state. So the students would come here to this school and attend the school a couple of weeks throughout the year to learn their lessons in Norwegian, and so to actually learn their religious lessons in Norwegian when they were not attending the public schools. So I think that that's really interesting to think about, not only people who were immigrants to America from Norway, but then their children who may actually be born here in America who have learned or are learning English, but then they have to go back to school to learn Norwegian so that they can learn their religious lessons. So that's quite interesting, and one of the reasons why we have this schoolhouse at Vesterheim Museum. So anyway, we've got a lot of things kind of in progress here in the schoolhouse, and we've got our air conditioning on today. You can see the windows are wide open. It's pretty warm here today in Decorah. We're getting into the upper 80s or so. And here's what the school looks like. We've got a few things moved out of the way because we're doing these repairs. In addition to repairing this chimney here, we're also having some repairs done to the logs. This is a log constructed building, and as some of you who may have these buildings know, they need a little repair and upkeep periodically, and so that's what we're doing. Been replacing a few of spots in the logs that have started to rot away, and yeah, so this is what the inside of the schoolhouse looks like. There's a little beyond all of this here, there's a stove in the back. We've got the original seats here, the desks. And at one time, this school was located, had been relocated to Luther College, where the museum's collection began. And so a number of people who lived here in Decorah can remember maybe coming into this building and maybe sitting at the desks. And I don't know if you can see it, but there's a little bit of writing and scribbling on there. So these buildings were just open, and people could come in and play school or whatever they wanted to do. And so a few bits and pieces of perhaps some graffiti or some initials, those kinds of things here on the desks. But you know, we don't necessarily go back and take those out because that's a really interesting part of the story of the schoolhouse. Well, I'm going to take you out of the schoolhouse now. Sorry, it's a little bright out. And I want to go around to the back. This is the museum's church. And perhaps you can see some of the activity. Sorry, all of the workers are on lunch break right now, and as I said, it's kind of a hot day, so not a lot of action going on right now, but I think you can see that there's been a lot of action going on here. If you had caught the live video that we did of the moving of the Haugon house, there used to be a big hole in this spot, but now I won't drop in as I'm walking by. Down the way, there's some work going on at the mill, and here is the Haugon house that was moved from its previous site here at Vesterheim, and it's now on a brand new foundation. So we'll go over here and have a look at this here. So yeah, so nice new location for this house. And here's the side of the school. This schoolhouse was built in 1879, and so quite old here. And interestingly enough, it's one of the few actual structures that was built for those parochial schools. Some of those classes would have been held in churches or other buildings, and this is one of the very few actual structures that was built to teach Norwegian as well as the Lutheran religion to Norwegian immigrants and their children in subsequent generations. So I'm not sure if you will be able to catch this, but here's the scaffolding. We have an amazing stonemason here in the Decorah area, Ted Wilson, and he has been busy doing the repair work, not only on the logs here, but also on the chimney. And you can kind of see there is no chimney. We're rebuilding it up all the way to the top. And so here's the maybe see it. Here's the chimney making its way back up through the roof. So important work to be done, and we're fortunate to have Ted locally to help us. You might know some of Ted's work if you have been out to Dunning Springs and have seen the new bridge, or the repaired bridge out there. So like I said, we're very fortunate to have him help us here. And I won't go along, but here are two of the amazing workers who've been helping us here at Vesterheim with all of this construction and reconstruction work. So thank you for all of that. So I'm just going to do, I think now I'll just take a really quick turn around the rest of the Heritage Park just to kind of give you an idea of what's going on. We'll be checking in periodically with and showing some of the work to you as the work progresses. And so got kind of a cordoned off area here. This was to sort of preserve the tree, our beautiful tree here, and also to create kind of a courtyard, a little area, gathering area is going to be here. This is the Eggy Corin house, and in front of it some brick pavers that'll be going in, not right up to the house. That's not very authentic, but in some of the other areas here. And over here is the Valdres house. House has actually moved from Norway. Now, some of you who've been here before, you might remember that there was this huge drop-off just off of the edge, and now that huge drop-off is actually some stairs. And so I think I can get down them. If I can't, guess what? We'll find out. So here we are going down the new stairs into an area that was once kind of a bowl of just grass. And now we're in that area. Some of you who've been here during Nordic Fest, you may remember that the Vikings had done their fighting, their battles here. So that's the space that we're looking at right now. But we'll look back up. Here's the Baldrus House, and these are the new stairs. So people will be able to get down and around and access a lot of the buildings a little bit easier. Now, if you're not able to do stairs, there's going to be a walk just up above kind of this wooded sort of area that'll circle around and will get you down to this lower level. So not only are we going to have these new stairs, but we have these big blocks here, which are part of a new amphitheater that will be located is located just off from the Whitney House. And so you can kind of see where that is, in a nice, lovely, shady spot. And we'll be looking forward to not only having our own programs here, but inviting others to into this space as well. And I hope that it also can be a nice little respite for folks to enjoy when the weather's hot or when the weather's nice. You can come in here under the shade and have a seat on these blocks here. So quite a lot going on here at Vesterheim, a lot of changes, and so lots of, like I said, lots and lots of things going on. I think, as I said, we'll be doing some of these updates periodically, and we'll keep you in touch with what's going on here at Vesterheim. So thanks so much, and we'll catch you later. Take care, everyone.